Moment. There's a small issue with my microphone. Now it's better. So, hello and welcome to another video. Today I will react for the first time to a video from real life lore. I hope I can upload the video, and yeah. At some point I will also become a patron of real life lore and of From Geography Now, because both of the channels make great videos and there are many videos I want to react to from both channels, and maybe if I am patron it's also more likely that they don't prevent me from uploading my video. I like both of them. Both of the channels are awesome. So I learned a lot from real life lore and from Geography Now also. So the same goes for Second Thought, where I already am patron, by the way. But yeah, enough of this. I have seen many reactions about this video, how the universe is way bigger than you think. It is translated, I don't know, where YouTube sometimes just translates titles of videos without me saying YouTube should do this. I'm not sure where to maybe change this, because it's annoying a bit, but who cares in the moment. I react in English, of course. So yeah, the universe is much bigger. I watched the video before and I have seen, as I said, many reactions, so I know already what's coming, but it's every time blowing my mind again. So I hope you're up for this. This makes me just want to maybe teleport myself a few 100,000 light years away to a different planet with my girlfriend together, of course, and build up a society, or explore the universe like in Star Trek and so on. So anyway, we are watching this video now. I hope you all enjoy it. Please subscribe to my channel, subscribe to Real Life Lore if you have not done it so far. And yeah, let's watch this video.
This is Earth. You live here on this planet somewhere, and
I live in Germany and Europe. So maybe this is south of Africa, then I would be here. So I'm not sure what part of the world it is. It looks like a big landmass. It could be Africa. I think it is Africa. It is shaped this way, but maybe I'm also wrong. It could also be South America theoretically. So although in the north is a lot of desert. I'm not sure. Where is this? Here's also a landmass here in this house. Here's the Pacific Ocean, of course, the large ocean in the world, the largest in the world. I'm not sure what continent it is. It could be Africa theoretically, but then it does not make sense that there's a bit of green, as I think. But yeah, let's just continue with the video. Maybe it's also South America. I'm not sure.
everything that you've ever known is located right here. But just how small exactly is Earth when compared to the scale of the entire universe? Let's start by zooming out to where we can see our nearest cosmic neighbor, the Moon. You may think that the Moon is very close to Earth since it dominates our night skies, but in
moment.
the Moon, you may think that the Moon...
It looks really close in this way, but yeah, I know it is much more rare. I think it's something like 300 and something thousand kilometers. Let's see, 380.
It's very close to Earth since it dominates our night skies, but in reality the Moon isn't this close to our planet, it's actually about this far away. 384,000
kilometers, and I think it is far away because my girlfriend lives around 12,000 kilometers away from me. Of course it is far, but compared to this
400 kilometers away from you right now on average. You could fit 30 entire Earths in between this distance, and if you somehow were able to drive a car at a constant 100 kilometers per hour speed, it would take you about 100.
So 380,000 divided through 3, it is around 120, and then through 10 to 12 kilometers or so. Something with 12, 13, 14 kilometers should be the Durchmesser radius times 2 from the Earth.
160 days to drive the entire distance. Despite this incredible...
Of course, the Earth is not a bowl, but its radius at the equator is larger, I think, than at the poles. But yeah, anyway, Just continue.
Distance, however, 12 humans have actually set foot here, representing the furthest away.
That's sad. That's sad, by the way, that the Soviets never landed on the moon and never placed also their flag there. It would just the American flag is boring. Also, 12 people, I looked it up, are from the United States. So anyway,
any individual human has ever been away from the Earth, and one of humanity.
sorry to pause so much, but yeah, I maybe in the future we will have another socialistic country which will also put a flag down on one of the planets. I mean, I heard that Russia is more or less the same size than Pluto on the surface area.
Humanity's greatest achievements. This is what the Earth would look like from there if you were standing there with.
And it is very cold in both places, the Pluto and Russia. At least in some parts of Russia. Pluto, I think, everywhere.
Them. And if you wanted to communicate with somebody back at home, it would take a message about 2.5 seconds to travel between you and them, since that's how fast the speed of light can travel at. This is a photo that was taken on Mars, and that tiny dot that you see there is Earth as seen from the Martian.
At the first moment I thought it would be a bit dust on my screen, but yeah, I see the point.
Surface. On average, Mars is an incredible 225 million kilometers away from Earth, but that distance can be as high as 401 million kilometers. That means that whenever humanity finally gets around to landing a human on the planet, that person will be 986 times further away from Earth than the astronauts who landed on the moon were. In addition, the time delay for sending a message from Mars back to Earth isn't just 2.5 seconds, it's actually more like 20 minutes each direction, which would render instant communication in the event of an emergency.
So we have to find, if we ever settle on a different planet, which are much more far away than just the moon, we have definitely to try to invent a new kind of communication system. There are theories about particles which might be faster than light, but it's just all theory, so I can't say anything for sure. But maybe we'll also have some kind of through a wormhole, or I don't know. There are different ideas of how to potentially teleport, and so it's just ideas. So physics is awesome and interesting. It's difficult but interesting.
The impossible. When we zoom out even further away, we can find the Voyager 1 space probe.
This Voyager 1, and I think that also Voyager 2, maybe it we lost contact to one of them, I'm not sure, or both of them, but this thing is awesome, amazing, that even if humanity in a third world war or anything else happening, something crashing into a planet and destroying it, or life on the planet, this thing will remain also after us, hopefully, and someday some other civilization or some other life form will find this thing and have some ideas about us. So even if the planet is destroyed or we destroy ourselves in a war, something of humanity will remain, and maybe teach some other life forms about our civilization and how life on the Earth was, and maybe even maybe they can even come to us then, and we can have a contact. And it's not about war, so I mean, I hope that any alien or potentially alien or life form is more advanced in a technical way and than our own species, because I don't think that at least in the current state, our species or humans would be. It would be good if there's a weaker life form, because then we would just exploit it and destroy everything, most likely, or start a war with them. Also, so I hope that if there is any life form, it is more advanced than us, and yeah, maybe we can learn something from them.
Probe, which is the furthest away man-made object from Earth. It is currently located 138 AUs from the Earth. AU meaning astronomical unit, which is the distance between the Earth and the Sun, which means that Voyager 1 is 138 times further away from us than the Sun is. At some point on its long voyage, Voyager 1 turned its camera around and took this photograph. It may not look like much at first, but in my opinion, this is the greatest single photograph ever taken in all of human history. This tiny, pale blue dot is Earth, and I don't think that anybody has ever said something as amazing about this as Carl Sagan when he said, "If you look at it, you see a dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you ever heard of, every human being
I have seen some of the clips before, but yeah, probably they are used in many different videos.
who ever lived out their lives. The aggregate of all our joys and sufferings, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines. Every hunter and every forager, every hero and coward, every creator and destroyer.
Yeah, I think it's one of the most amazing things I ever heard, this kind of clip, because it shows us that whatever happened on the earth, whatever the terrible things like here with this Nazis and Hitler, and so everything terribly what happens or will maybe happen in the future, it is not significant in the great schemes of things. That can give you hope and also make you a bit feel a bit little, but I think it's more good feeling than a bad feeling. Tell me what you think.
Destroyer of civilizations, every king and every peasant, every young couple in love.
I mean, when I just a moment.
Every king and every peasant, every young.
And I just see this. I mean, a couple in love. Of course, I think immediately about my girlfriend, and that I can't be with her for the most time of I know her, because she's so far away. 12,000 kilometers around. It makes me just think that, I mean, I think my love is the most greatest thing in the universe, just for myself, because from my perspective, just from my own subjective perspective, it feels like the most insane and greatest thing in the world. But I understand that, of course, it's different for anyone else, everyone else. So that's. But when I imagine that, I would be, together with my girlfriend, I could hold her hand, and the whole universe would burn together. I mean, I think, of course, that our love is greater and bigger than the universe's fundamental forces or whatsoever. But when I'm alone, it's a positive feeling that everything is so large and big around us, and we are not so significant. But when I'm together with her, I would feel like that. I would also feel a bit sad that, because all of the awesome and amazing, wonderful things in the universe. I mean, one lifetime is just not enough, and we are not so advanced. I cannot see so much, probably, and that makes me feel a bit sad. But of course, being together with her is the best thing in the world. And I have been this summer in Vietnam, so. It was not such a long time ago, but before this, it was over 3 years ago that I last met her. Anyway, let's continue. I get jealous often when I see also in real life couples, people holding hands. I mean, boy, girl. I don't see so often gay or lesbian. I don't remember ever seeing, but probably they were. But every I don't say that. Please don't misunderstand me. I have nothing against gay or lesbian or whatever. It's alright. But in my opinion, looking at this is just feels so nostalgic. Let's continue.
Young couple in love, every hopeful child, every mother and every father, every inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in a sunbeam.
And this feels, in this way, it feels great because, whatever happens here, it's not so significant. we cannot with, for example, also with capitalism or with wars we fight with each other, we cannot destroy the beauties of the universe. It is just this tiny, small, insignificant planet in our solar system which we can destroy, also with nuclear weapons. Maybe we could even destroy one of the other planets additionally, but not much. Even the solar system, even if we would destroy the whole solar system, it wouldn't matter. It's not. It's insignificant in the great scheme, and that's is positive for me. And because I think, of course, that capitalism is something that had maybe it's as also second thought said it one day or once in a video, it has this capitalism was in the history necessary maybe at some point, but we are now further and we should develop again. So that's something else. We will react to this video again also, but let's just continue now.
Voyager 1 is currently traveling at 17 kilometers every single second, but even at that speed, it won't break out of the reach of our solar system for another 30,000 years. Once we go beyond the solar system, we arrive in our interstellar neighborhood. Here we shift to the light year.
Here, Sirius, a star, and Alpha Centauri. Okay, I have heard of the star before, but Sirius, that's interesting.
Unit of measurement, which is the distance that light travels in a full Earth year, or about 9.461
I'm also from Harry Potter. That's what I thought about.
trillion kilometers. The star Proxima Centauri here is the closest other star to us other than our sun, but it's still 4.24 light years away from us. To put that into perspective, if it was heading in the right direction, it would still take Voyager 1 over 70,000 years to reach it. In other words, if you drove your car at 100 kilometers...
But it all depends on with what speed you fire the satellite like Voyager 1 into the space. So because there's, the real space, of course it's not anywhere without any gravitation effects also, but as far away as from planets as you can, gravitation has a larger impact on you, smaller mass, it has a larger impact, but in the space, of course, the distances are different than just on Earth. So if you have a certain distance from Earth away, the effect of gravitation is not so large anymore. And then it would just it will continue to move with the same speed as it had when it was fired from us, because there are 3 laws of Newton, and one of the laws says that if you have put an impact on the mass, and then it will continue to have the same speed until there's another force having influence on the object which is moving. So in space, of course, there are the gravitation effect from all of the planets, the sun, of course, but I think that's what I think. I had a little bit physics in my time, that this was also then probably the speed it had when it was fired from Earth. Yeah, let's just continue. I'm not great in physics. I'm okay.
Kilometers an hour, like in our previous example to the moon, it would take over 6 times longer than the entire age of the universe is just to finally get there, and it wouldn't even exist still when you arrived. When we zoom out even further, we can see the entire Milky Way galaxy, inside of which Earth is located right here. This yellow dot is the furthest extent of humanity's radio broadcasts throughout history, which means that any possible aliens who live outside of this range are totally unaware of humanity's presence.
Probably at the center of the galaxy is a black hole. I think so. I heard something about this, but I'm not sure.
It's complete silence outside of this yellow dot as far as we are currently aware, but the entire galaxy spans over 100,000 light years from end to end. There are over 100 billion stars and over 100 billion planets inside of our galaxy. But you have never seen the full glory of the galaxy at night, because 99% of the stars that you can see with the naked eye are limited to this small, tiny region right here. But even this massive galaxy is nothing compared to the rest of what's out there. Zooming out even further and we arrive at the local group of galaxies, a collection of 54 different galaxies that is about 10 million light years across. But zooming out even further and we can see the Virgo supercluster, of which the local
From here on, it just begins to mind-blowing, because you can't really comprehend the distances and the great scale of the things anymore.
group here is just a tiny segment of. There are at least 100 other groups of galaxies just like our own local group inside of here, and the distance from one side to the other is a mind-numbing 110 million light years. But even the massive Virgo supercluster is nothing but a quiet and tiny lobe of the Great Line.
Yeah, you can see some things as the Bötes void, something. I've googled it once, but I don't really understand. It's a void seems to be just a very large area of the universe, or where nothing is, no galaxies and so. So maybe it's a area where dark mass would be located. I'm not sure about this. I don't claim to have any knowledge about this.
Laniakea supercluster, an enormous structure that is home to our galaxy as well as.
I heard about dark material and so, because it seems that not all the material you can measure at some ways is enough to really explain some theories or so, but I don't know much about it. I just heard some terms and so let's just continue.
100,000 other galaxies. The distance from one side to the other is 520 million light years, but from even there we can zoom out all the way to the entire observable universe and see that even the titanic Laniakea supercluster is just a tiny and insignificant part of everything. This is the observable universe, and it contains everything that we know of. It is home to at least 2 trillion different and individual galaxies, which together contain more stars than there are grains of sand on the.
This is of course more than just a bit mind-blowing, because there are so many sand across grains of sand on the earth, and I can't really understand how much it is, but it's fantastic. And that's also why I want to explore. I want to travel out there and with my girlfriend, of course, and see what's out there, and search for life forms and so. So if there would be like something like Star Trek, so I would be willing to go on this mission and maybe even never see Earth again, just explore the universe, and together with my girlfriend, maybe my family too, but most importantly my girlfriend, of course.
Entire Earth. The distance from Earth to any side of the observable universe is 46.5 billion light years, which means that the entire width is 93 billion light years across.
But this means, does it not mean, I'm not sure, does it not mean that we are then in the center of the universe, or we are kind of in the center of the universe, or the origin of the universe was around the center?
What's perhaps even more interesting, however, is what actually lies beyond the observable universe. Keep in mind that the observable universe is all that we can currently see, and it's entirely possible that the rest of the universe outside of.
That's always a question. Even if we explore everything outside what is outside of the observable universe, maybe if there is something outside, even if we would just explore everything of this, then we would ask ourselves what is beyond that entire universe.
It is vastly larger and more fantastic than we can possibly ever imagine. We simply don't know what else is out there because the light from these incredibly distant places has not yet had enough time in the universe's history to reach us yet back on Earth. And the light from some places may never reach us at all. Because some parts of space very far away from Earth are expanding away from us faster than the speed of light, that means that the light from these places will never, in an infinite amount.
That's also interesting, because everything you learn in school physics is that light is the fastest thing you can imagine. There's nothing more fast than light, but here we see some parts of the universe are expanding faster than the speed of light.
Of time reach Earth. Meaning that even if humanity is eternal and exists forever, there will still be an unknown number of places in the universe that we will never know about or ever see. So, it is very likely that as unbelievably enormous as it seems, the observable universe is just a tiny slice of what we can currently see of the entire universe.
And then the question remains, what is outside of the entire universe? So every species in the universe, every whatever shapes or life forms which may exist there, and I'm sure there are lots of them, all of them ask the same question, and with me together, we're all united in the wish, in the desire to explore. Maybe, at least that I assume this. So maybe aliens of all kinds of the universe, all places of the universe, are asking themselves, what is beyond the entire universe?
According to the theory of cosmic inflation that was proposed by Dr. Alan Guth, if it is assumed that cosmic inflation began at 10 to the negative 37th.
Cosmic inflation is, I think, the first. You see how the time period after the Big Bang, where the universe is expanded very, very, very far, very fast, directly after the Big Bang.
Of a second after the Big Bang, and with the assumption that the size of the universe before inflation began was equal to its age times the speed of light, then this would seem to suggest that at the present day, the entire universe is 150 sextillion times.
6 trillion, 6. Sorry, and not even thought it's the first time I watched this about this kind of a joke, but I just wanted to make it because yeah, it's funny anyway.
Times larger than the observable universe.
Don't think that I am only focused on such lame jokes. I have more to offer. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it already. And if it makes you feel better, just forget what I just said.
Universe. That number for reference looks like this, with this many.
A million, billion, trillion. I don't know anymore.
Zeros. Let this number sink in for just a moment. This would be similar to you thinking.
The following comparison is awesome, and I like it very much. It makes me understand more about this.
That the entire observable universe, everything that you could see, was the size of a light bulb, but then realizing that in reality the entire universe is larger than the former planet of Pluto.
But still, even if it is that large, the entire universe, what is beyond the entire universe? I mean, I cannot imagine there being just simply nothing. So, if it is expanding, in what it is expanding. So, if you drop a stone into a lake, and then the waves are expanding, the waves are expanding in the water. If you have a light bubble, which or a soap bubble, when you make the soap bubble things, then this bubble is forming itself in the air, so it is expanding in something. And I have no idea about this kind of stuff, but I would imagine that whatever is expanding, it needs a material in which it is expanding. So what is this material? What is outside of the entire universe, in which the entire universe is expanding? What was before Big Bang? I mean, I have read that time started at first after the Big Bang, but how can I imagine the status or the state and the entire universe or whatever it is was in before the Big Bang? So many millions of questions, and
Imagine a light bulb in the center of Pluto, but we inside the light bulb were totally unaware that Pluto existed outside of it, and that's a similar situation to this. We are all so unbelievably small, but you shouldn't worry, because all that means is that there is so much left out there for us to discover together.
Indeed, there's so much we can explore together, and you see how eager I am about this kind of things. I'm super interested. So if you have any ideas or any suggestions, not just about the universe and what is beyond the universe or what was before the Big Bang, also about the videos I might really react to next, or so, but also about the other things, like what do you think is outside of the universe? What do you think was before the Big Bang? So these are also questions which I might had sometimes when I watch these videos. Of course, they come up the questions, and in some of the videos, you see there are many reactions which are suggested now. So in many videos from real life lore, there are interesting questions to think about. So if you want me to react to more videos from real life lore, also write in the comments and tell me what else you think about what happened in the world so far right now. Some missiles have hit Poland, but NATO and other people are saying that it was likely not fired from Russia, but just some air defense missiles from Ukraine. So yeah, tell me what you want me to react to next, and I will do it maybe. Please subscribe to my channel, and we'll see each other again next time.